coming to you from the Orange Room in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. This is It's Only Food with your host, Chef John Politte.
Well, hey, welcome back everybody. Glad to see you. It's good to be here with It's Only Food right here in the Orange Room. Today we are going to be making a southern dish called okra, corn, and tomatoes. I've got some okra that I grew out in our little terrace patio garden out there. We have pots of things. So the tomatoes and the rosemary and the okra, of course, are from the garden, and of course the peppers too that we're going to be using. We're going to put our own little twist on it here on It's Only Food, but this is mainly a southern dish that uses okra, corn, and tomatoes. Let's see what our ingredients are. Of course, we've got the okra, corn, and tomatoes, but I also have a couple of peppers that I grew, some rosemary, and of course bacon that we're going to be frying all of this up in. So let's get into the kitchen and get this started. Alright, well today, like I said, we're going to use okra, tomatoes, and corn, but I'm going to do a twist on it for my show here, and I'm going to add bacon and rosemary to it, and I think that's going to add some very good flavor to it. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the burner. And as you can see, I've got the bacon right here. It's about a pound. I just cut it up. It's got a little bit of apple smoked bacon. Did not do it myself. We're just going to let this cook and render down before we add the rosemary. Alright, okra, as I said, is the star of the show, and this is comes from a flowering plant which has the edible bearing seed pods that are in here. I'll get a close up on this. I don't know if I picked this too late or too early. I think I let it go way too far, and it's awful tough to cut, but I think throwing it into the bacon grease is going to be good because, you know, it's bacon. So I'm just going to cut all this up. Stir up our bacon here. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. I am just going to throw the okra right in there. That is awful tough. Wow. We all know gumbo if we work with it. It has the kind of the goo that comes out when you make it. That's also a thickening agent they use for gumbo. But it is a I don't know how to say the word, mucilagenic kind of plant. It was a pod there. One way to cut down on that, they say, is to add some kind of acidic vinegar, lemon juice, things like that, to kind of take away that goo. But all I remember from mucilage is the Humphrey Bogart line, "If the boys wanted mucilage, Sam, we'd order mucilage." But yeah, that has nothing to do with this, I know. So I'm just going to cut. Wow, this is really tough. I think I let it go way too far. Another big one right here. Maybe it's not going to be the star of the show, I don't know. She's in its dressing room and it doesn't want to come out. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm just going to cut this all up. Wow, the seeds are black. I don't know about that. Is it poisonous? I'll get somebody else to test it. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this stuff and we'll be right back. Alright, bacon's getting there. At this point, I'm going to throw the corn in there too to get that kind of cooking up too. With that bacon grease, I'm going to introduce a little more oil in the way of olive oil here just to get it there. Now I'm going to cut up the peppers that I've got. This is going to be a spicy dish. These go a lot nicer. You can see the seeds in that. It almost looks like okra, so we'll just yeah, my wife won't have this, so we'll have it. Me and the cats. Alright, another stir. Yeah, I think that was way too tough. If you guys use okra, fresh okra, you have it in your garden, got a lot of friends on YouTube I know that live in the South. Leave me a comment, let me know what I'm doing wrong, or if I picked it like 3 months too late, because it's been out on that plant for probably 2 months in the heat. So, okra was introduced to the United States, of course, through the slave trade. It came from Africa, made its way through the Bahamas and Honduras, all the way up into the South where we had our, a lot of food came that way from Africa, which we're thankful for because some of the best food is from the South. But it's ubiquitous almost everywhere now. When I was doing my research, I know this okra is making its way around the globe. Japan, the Middle East, Bangladesh, Philippines, the Middle East, believe it or not, Ireland and Wales, everywhere where cuisine is, okra is finding its niche in cuisine, and chefs are finding different ways to utilize it and put it on their menus. So I like it. I love this stuff ever since I was introduced to it in gumbo way back when. So I'm just putting a little bit of different twist on it because everybody and their brother's got a way of doing it. I'm going to do it my way. So tomatoes, corn, okra, bacon, rosemary, and a couple little peppers. We're going to stir this all up. Let me tell you, it smells fantastic with that rosemary and that bacon in it. So, well, what could go wrong? It's got bacon. So that's it. As you can see, it's got a variance of colors in there. Very beautiful dish. So I'm just going to pop a lid on this and let this go, and hopefully that okra will soften up. So we come back, I'm going to plate it up and we'll present it. And oh, you know what? I got a couple of pork chops here that I cooked off the other night. Yeah, right there. I think I'll cut these up and throw them in there. What the heck, huh? I'm just going to dice these up, lid off of that. Well, it couldn't hurt to add a little more pork, I guess, huh? So, there's that pork that I diced up that I had a leftover pork chop in there. I'm just throwing that in there. I'm going to let this sit in there with the flavors. I am going to cover this up until those tomatoes get soft. And when they do, everything's kind of mixing together, and I know it's right because the okra will be mucilagenating out. I don't know if that's a word, but hey, we just made one up. We'll come back, we'll plate it up, we'll present it, I'll taste it, we'll say goodbye, and we'll have a good day here on It's Only Food. We'll be right back. Try this out, so let's dig in. Lots of stuff in here. We got the pork, got the bacon, tomatoes, nice and cooked the way I like them. The rosemary smells fantastic. The okra is going to be questionable. I'll try that out first here. Let's see what this. Yeah, it's tough. It's woody. Maybe if I let it go a little longer, would have been okay. It's not terrible, but everything else is tender in here, and the okra is just a little bit woody. So, other than that, it's okay. The flavor is fantastic. I can taste the rosemary. I can taste the saltiness and the savoriness of the bacon. So I'll take another bite. It's very hot. This will make a fantastic side dish for pretty much anything. And the colors are, wow.
I know, right?
That's really good. It's very smoky almost, very savory. That bacon. Rosemary really brings out the earthiness of a dish too. I really think it adds with the bacon. It makes this kick it up a notch, as they say. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this. It's bacon, it's okra, tomatoes, corn, rosemary. Throw an onion in there if you want to. I would add a little garlic maybe in retrospect, but that pork chop I threw in there had all that Cajun seasoning in there, so that kind of add to it. But yeah, this is good. Very, very good. All right, well, that was It's Only Food. Thanks a lot for joining us today. We made okra with corn and tomatoes. We did it our way by adding rosemary and bacon and a pork chop. So that was something we found in the refrigerator and we added just to get rid of it and to add to the dish. This is a side dish. Could be throw some rice in there maybe and make it a main dish. It's up to you. Can't really call it a vegetarian dish because we got the bacon in it. But it's very good, very flavorful, very earthy and aromatic, and it's of course got beautiful colors. So add that to any dish as a side dish or just to have as a main meal. We did learn a little bit because we screwed up the okra. I let it sit too long in my garden. It was a little tough and woody. Cook it longer next time to let it tenderize just a little bit more. Of course, you guys watching, a lot of you are from the South, so leave me a comment. Let me know what your tips and tricks and hints are for okra. Well, hey, this has been Chef John Politte here on It's Only Food. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you already haven't. Leave a comment below to let us know how you like this video. Like the video so it gets out there on the Twitterverse, and share this with everyone you know. I appreciate you joining us today. We'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Bye-bye.